Hello, good morning, students of class 8. This is our second session for English. Okay, in the first session, we had seen the chapter number 1, that is the best Christmas gift in the world, the best Christmas present in the world. Right? I had explained you the story and everything. Now it's the time for exercise. We'll move to the exercise with the question answers and other exercises which are there. Fine? So you have to note down these question answers in your notebook. Okay. So first, take out your notebook, pencil, everything, and note down each and every question answer. Fine? So let's move to the exercise. Now our first question is, what did the author find in the junk shop? Now what is a junk shop? I had told you, a junk shop is a place where you can get second hand things in an unexpensive price. Unexpensive means there are not too much high also and not too much low also. Okay, such kind of a price you can get it. So you can buy some old things from the junk shop. So our first question, what did the author find in a junk shop? Answer, the author find a roll top desk for sale in the junk shop. Full stop. It was made of oak wood, comma, but it was in a very bad condition. I repeat again the answer. The author found a roll top desk for sale in a junk shop. Full stop. It was made of oak wood, but it was in a very bad condition. Okay. So what did the author find in the junk shop? The author found a roll top desk. Okay. And that roll top desk was made up of oak wood, but the condition of the roll top desk was very bad. Fine. Moving to question number 2. What did he find in a secret drawer? Who do you think had put it there? Okay. Now there were some drawers in the table, roll top desk. Okay. And in that roll top desk there was one such a drawer which was a secret drawer. Now what did the author find in that drawer, and what do you think? Who must have put that thing in that? So the answer is, in the secret drawer of the desk, the author found a small tin box. Full stop. It had a letter in it. Full stop. I think the owner of the roll top desk might have put it there. Okay. I repeat the answer again. In the secret drawer of the desk, comma, the author found a small tin box. Full stop. It had a letter in it. Full stop. I think the owner of the roll top desk might have put it there. What was that in the secret drawer? In a secret drawer there was a tin box, and in that tin box there was a letter. Okay, and who had put it in it? If we think, then the owner of the desk, the owner who was before the author, okay, had put it in it. Okay, let's move to question number 3. Now moving to question number 3. Okay, who had written the letter to whom and when? I repeat the question. Who had written the letter to whom and when? Now the author had found a letter. Now that letter was written by whom? To whom did he write it? And when? Everything was there on the letter. When I had explained you the chapter, I had told you who had written the letter, to whom that person had written the letter, and there was a date and address also mentioned on it. Okay, so our answer is John Macpherson. Jim Macpherson had written that letter. And who was Jim? Jim was a captain in the British Army. So how would you write the answer? Jim Macpherson, a captain in the British Army, comma, had written that letter, comma, dated December 26, comma, 1914, comma, to his wife Connie, full stop. Okay, I repeat again the answer. Jim Macpherson, comma, a captain in the British Army, comma, had written that letter, comma, dated December 26, comma, 1914, comma, to his wife Connie, full stop. Jim Macpherson had written that letter to his wife Connie on 26 December 1914. Okay, next. Question number 4. Why was the letter written and what was the wonderful thing that had happened? I repeat the question again. Why was the letter written? What was the wonderful thing that had happened? Answer to this is, the letter described a wonderful event. The two armies, the British and the German, fighting against each other, celebrated Christmas together. What had happened? The British and the Germans, they were the enemies, right? They were fighting a war. But a wonderful thing that happened was, rather than fighting the war, they were celebrating the Christmas festival together. Okay, so the answer to this is, the letter described a wonderful event. The two armies, the British and the Germans, fighting against each other, celebrated Christmas together. Okay, moving to question number 5. Moving to question number 5. What jobs did Hans Wolff and Jim Macpherson have when they were not soldiers? I repeat the question. What jobs did Hans Wolff and Jim Macpherson have when they were not soldiers? Before joining the army, means here the question is asking you that before joining the army, what did Hans Wolff and Jim Macpherson do? Okay, we had seen in the chapter what was Hans Wolff before he joined the army and what was Jim Macpherson. What did Jim Macpherson do? So the answer is, before joining the army, comma, Hans Wolff played the cello in the orchestra and Jim was a teacher in Dorset. Jim was a teacher in Dorset. Okay, I repeat again the answer. Before joining the army, comma, Hans played the cello in the orchestra and Jim was a teacher in Dorset. Okay? Next, question number 6. Had Hans Wolf ever been to Dorset? Why did he say he knew it? I repeat the question. Had Hans Wolf ever been to Dorset? Why did he say he knew it? After hearing the name Dorset from Jim McPherson, Hans gave a smile. Why? Because he had heard about Dorset. But here the question is asking, had Hans Wolf ever been to Dorset? Why did he say he knew it? If he had not been to Dorset, why did he say he knew it? Okay, answer is no. Hans had never been to Dorset. Full stop. He had only read about Dorset in Hardy's novel, Thomas Hardy's novel. He had read it in Thomas Hardy's novel. Okay, and the name of the novel was Far from the Madding Crowd. What was the name of the book which Hans Wolf had read? The name of the book was Far from the Madding Crowd. It means Hans Wolf had never been to Dorset, but about Dorset he had read in the book written by Thomas Hardy, and the name of the book was Far from the Madding Sun. So what is the answer to this question? Had Hans Wolf ever been to Dorset? Why did he say he knew about it? So the answer to this is no. Hans had never been to Dorset. Full stop. He had only read about it or read about Dorset in Thomas Hardy's novel, and the name of the novel was Far from the Madding Crowd. Okay, so this was question number 5 and question number 6. Let's move to question number 7. Question number 7. Do you think Jim McPherson came back from the war? How do you know this? Okay, what is the question asking? Do you think Jim McPherson ever came back from the war? If you say no, then how do you know that he didn't ever come back? Answer: no, comma, Jim McPherson never came back from the war. Perhaps therefore his wife Connie had preserved his letter. How could we know that Jim McPherson never came back? Because of the letter. The letter which Jim had written, the last letter that was written by Jim McPherson was preserved by Connie. And that letter shows that Jim never came back from the war. Okay, so answer question: do you think Jim McPherson came back from the war? How do you know this? Answer to this is no, Jim McPherson never came back from the war. Full stop. Perhaps therefore his wife Connie had preserved his letters. Okay, next question number 8. Why did the author go to Bridport? I repeat the question again. Why did the author go to Bridport? Now what is Bridport? Bridport is a place. Okay. So here the question is, why did the author go to Bridport? What kind of work did he have there? Answer. The author went to Bridport to meet Mrs. Jim McPherson and deliver to her Jim's letter. Why did the author go to Bridport? The author went to Bridport to meet Mrs. Jim McPherson. Mrs. Jim McPherson means he went to meet Connie, who is Jim's wife. Okay. So, and why did he go there? He went there to meet her and give her the letter that he had found in the roll top desk. Okay. Answer to, I repeat the answer again. The author went to Bridport to meet Mrs. Jim McPherson and deliver to her Jim's letter. Fine. Question number 9. How old was Mrs. McPherson now? Where was she? How old was Mrs. McPherson? Mrs. McPherson means how old was Connie, how old was Mrs. Jim McPherson. All are the same. And you have to also tell where was she. Okay. So, answer to this is Mrs. McPherson was 101 years old. How old was she now? She was 101 years old. And where was she? She was in a nursing home. Okay. Answer to question number 9 is Mrs. McPherson was 101 years old. Full stop. Where was she? She was in a nursing home. Okay. This is question number 7, 8 and 9. Let's move to question number 10, 11 and 12. Now moving to question number 10. Okay. Before noting down the question, rest of the question, let me tell you one thing. This lesson is based on a story, right? You can write each and every answers on your own also. Okay. Only the thing is you have to listen to the explanation. Okay. Just listen to the explanation very carefully and you can write the answers on your own also. That's why I'm explaining you the answers while reading it. Okay. So please pay attention on the lesson and try to answer the questions on your own. Moving to question number 10. Who did Connie McPherson think her visitor was? The author went to meet Connie, right? Now, who did Connie think her visitor was? What did Connie think about the visitor? Answer. Connie thought that the visitor was her own husband, Jim McPherson. What did Connie think? Connie thought that the visitor was her husband, Jim McPherson. Question number 11. What is Connie's Christmas present? Why is it the best Christmas present in the world? Okay. What is the question? What is Connie's Christmas present? And why it is the best Christmas present in the world? Connie thought that Jim had come back home from war. What did Connie think? Connie thought that Jim McPherson had come back from the war. She mistook the author for Jim. She mistook the author for Jim means she thought that the author was her husband Jim. She was mistaken as she was 101 years old and she was not able to listen properly, look properly. Okay. So because of it, she mistook the author as Jim. She had been waiting for her husband Jim, and she was also waiting for her husband to come back. So the coming home of Jim was the best Christmas present in the world. And that's why when she thought that Jim had come back, she was very happy, and she thought that this is the best Christmas present in the world she had ever got. Okay, I repeat question and answer number 11 again. What is Coney's Christmas present? Why is it the best Christmas present in the world? Answer: Coney thought that Jim had come back home from war. She mistook the author for Jim. She had been waiting for her husband Jim. Full stop. So the coming home of Jim was the best Christmas present for Coney in the world. Okay, next question number 12. Who are Fritz and Tommy in the story? Fritz and Tommy. Okay, Fritz are the Germans and Tommy are the British soldiers. The German soldiers are called Fritz and Tommy are known as British soldiers. So question number 12. Who are Fritz and Tommy in the story? Fritz and Tommy are the names given to the German and British soldiers respectively. In the story there are two names, Fritz and Tommy. Now this Fritz name is given to the German soldiers. The German soldiers are also known as Fritz, and the British soldiers are also known as Tommy. Okay, so this was question number 10, 11 and 12. Move to question number 13. Question number 13 is: how did the author find Jim's letter? What did it contain? Now, how was the letter found by the author? Okay, and when he opened the letter and read it, what was written in the letter? Answer: the author found Jim's letter in the small black tin box, comma, put in the drawer of an old table. Where did the author find the letter? The author found the letter in the small tin box, and that tin box was inside one drawer of the roll top desk. Jim's letter was addressed to his wife. He was a British soldier, but he was glad to have celebrated Christmas together with the German soldiers. He put it down in the letter and promised to come back home on Christmas. Okay, what was there in the letter? In the letter, Jim had written how had he celebrated the Christmas with the German soldiers, and he had also written in the letter that he had also promised in the letter to Coney that he would come back on Christmas. Okay, so how did the author find the Jim's letter? Author found Jim's letter in a drawer of a roll top desk, in which there was a secret drawer, and in that drawer there was a small tin box, and in that tin box the author found the letter. Now what did the letter contain? The letter contained that Jim was a British soldier and how gladly he had celebrated the Christmas with the German soldiers. In the letter, he had also promised his wife, Connie, that he would come back home on Christmas. Okay? I repeat answer number 13 again. The author found Jim's letter in a small black tin box, comma, put in the drawer of an old table. Jim's letter was addressed to his wife, full stop. He was a British soldier, but he was glad to have celebrated Christmas together with the British soldiers. He put it down in the letter and promised to come back home on Christmas. Okay, this is question number 13. Let's move to the next exercise. Now the next exercise is read the passage below and underline the verb in the past tense. Past tense means the verb's second form. I had taught you the forms of verb. Okay, from that the second form of verb is known as past tense. Okay, so you have to note down that, you have to underline it. Okay, I read the passage again. I read the passage once, okay? Then we will see what kind of past tense verbs are there in this. Fine? Okay. A man got on the train and sat down. A man got on the train and sat down. The compartment was empty except for one lady. The compartment was empty except for one lady. She took off her gloves. She took her gloves off. A few hours later, the police arrested the man, full stop. They held him for 24 hours and then freed him. I repeat the passage again. A man got on the train and sat down. The compartment was empty except for one lady. She took her gloves off. A few hours later, the police arrested the man. They held him for 24 hours and then freed him. Now, in this passage, you have to first search the verbs. And which verbs? The verbs which are in past tense. So if we read the first sentence, the man got on the train and sat down. I have told you that the sentence has a subject, verb and object. Right? So now search for the subject. The sentence cannot be completed without a verb. A sentence will always have a verb. Either it is an auxiliary verb or it is an main verb. Okay? So, the man got on the train. Where is the verb here? Got. Okay? The first form of got is get. So here got is a verb, that is the past tense of get. Okay, next. And sat down. A sentence can have two verbs also. Okay, but the main verb here is different. So, and sat down. Sat, what is a sat? Sat means to sit. Means sit is the first form of the verb and sat is the second form. So here sat is the past tense verb. So the man got on the train and sat down. In this sentence there are two verbs, past tense, got and sat. Next, the compartment was empty except for one lady. Now every time it is not necessary that a sentence should have a main verb. It can have an auxiliary verb also. It means an helping verb also. Okay, auxiliary verb. So here in this sentence, what is an auxiliary verb? Is, am, are, was, were, have, had. Okay, so search for it. The compartment was empty except for one lady. So here the verb is was. Was is past tense. Is present tense. And the past tense of is was. Okay. Next, she took her gloves off. Took. Here the verb is took. Okay. And what is the first form of took? Take. Take, took, taken. Taken is the third form. Okay. But here we are to the past tense. So the verb here is took. She took her gloves off. Okay. Sorry. Next, a few hours later the police arrested the man. Few hours later the police arrested the man. Here the verb is arrested. What is the first form of arrested? Arrest. Okay. So here our verb is arrested. They held him for 24 hours and then freed him. The police arrested the man and they held him. Held. What is the first form of held? Hold. The police held him for 24 hours and then freed him. The next verb is freed. This is the second form and the first form of freed is free. F-R-E-E. Okay. So here our verbs are got, sat, was, took, arrested, held and freed. Okay. Let's move to our next. That is fill in the blanks. What fill in the blanks is this? In this fill in the blanks, you have to fill the correct form of verb. In the bracket, you are seeing that there are some verbs. Okay, and that verb, as per the sentence, you have to use the correct form and write it there. There are three forms of verbs. So according to the sentence, whatever fits there, you have to write it down. Okay, let's move. My little sister is very naughty. Full stop. When she, in the bracket it is come. When she dashed back from school yesterday, she had dashed her dress. In the bracket it is tear. She dashed, we dashed, in the bracket asked her how it had, in the bracket happened. She, in the bracket say, she, in the bracket have quarrel with a boy. Next, she, now again in the bracket it is have and beat him in a race, and he, in the bracket again have tried to push her. She, in the bracket have tell the teacher, and so he, in the bracket have chased her. And she, in the bracket have fall down and in the bracket have tear her dress. Now reading to the whole paragraph, you have seen that the story is, this passage is in the past tense. It means automatically understood that we are supposed to change these verbs in the bracket into past tense. Okay, somewhere it could be past tense, somewhere it could be third tense, that is a past participle. Okay, third form of the verb. Let's see. My little sister is very naughty when she, in the bracket it was come. Now what is the first form of the verb is come, and what is the second form? The second form is came. It means the past tense. So here we will write came. When she came back from the school yesterday, her dress had tear. Tear, third form. Tear had. Okay. With the helping verb had, you would use the third form of the verb. Okay. So what is the third form of tear? The third form of tear is torn. So she had torn her dress. Full stop. We asked her how it had happened. Ask. In the bracket it was asked. Second form of ask is asked. Her how it had. Again it is had. So with had, third form of the verb. So what is the third form of happen? Third form of happen is happened. So we asked her how it had happened. Okay. Full stop. She say. Now in the bracket it is say. The second form of say is said. She said. She, in the bracket it is have. So have, the past tense of have is had. She said she had quarrel. Quarrel's third form, quarrelled. She had quarrelled with a boy. She said she had quarrelled with a boy. Okay. Again, it is in the bracket have. Have means it will change into had. Okay. She had beat. Beat, third form, because with had you have had and have you have to use third form. So she had beat. Third form of beat is beaten. She had beaten him in a race, and so he, again have will change into had. And chase. Chase, third form is chased. Okay. She had beaten him in her race, and he had, beaten him in a race, and he had tried. Tries, third form is tried. He had tried to push her. Okay. Continue. She, have, tell. Have, tell, have will change into had, and tell will change into third form, told. So it will become she had told the teacher, and so he, again have change into had and chase into chased. So he had chased her, and she have fall. Have will change into had, and fall will change into third form, that is fallen. And she had fallen down and had tear. Tear, second, third form, torn. Had torn her dress. Okay. I read the whole passage with fill in the blanks for you. My little sister is very naughty. When she came back from school yesterday, she had torn her dress. We asked her how it had happened. She said she had quarrelled with a boy. She had beaten him in the race, and he had tried to push her. She had told the teacher, and so he had chased her, and she had fallen down and had torn her dress. Okay, this is the answer. Fill in the blanks. Fine. With this, our exercise for chapter 1 is over. Okay, I hope you have noted down each and every point and every question answers with the fill in the blanks and the verbs. Okay, please study well. Let's hope we'll meet soon again. Till then, take care of your health and